And it's our first speaker after the break is Sarah Novotny, whose talk will be about nursing. It's nursing for the future, trans-humanists.
Hi, I'm Sarah Novotny, and I run a company that does remote database administration. So I work in and think about and exist very closely in the world of IT operations, and it's a space that really doesn't have enough women in it. IT operations can be kind of drawn as a parallel to the science world, where you have the theorists, and you have the experimentalists, and then you have the engineers. And IT operations are the engineers working in a lot of cases on technology, be it server space or application space, or it's all the glue of what you interact with on the web every day. The number of women working in technology since the mid-1980s has been on the decline. By almost any metric you can find it. And I am going to pretend that I have an automated system here. Your pencil is technology, your watch is technology, the SMS message, the text message you got on your phone this morning, and the email message that you got in Gmail, these are all just new variations on very old concepts. So the picture that I have up here is the chat telegraph, which is an optical telegraph, which used visual symbols, visual semaphores, to send data over long distances. And that's an awful lot like the font and the text that shows up in your Gmail account in the morning, that shows up in your SMS, on your phone, and so we are really just doing the same old things with new technology every day. So it's not hard, it's not even really all that new, it's just different ways of looking at things. These are simply examples that I'm giving to kind of frame why technology isn't scary. And unfortunately, we seem to have a really big problem bringing women into technology, either as an avocation, as a job, or as a career. So my world, my hobby side of the world, my avocation, is to think about ways that we can bring women into technology, encourage them, make it exciting, and keep them in technology. Because there's a problem. There's a very big problem in our world right now with a leaky pipeline. So here I go with that automated thing again. We have outreach. Barbie can be a computer scientist. So there's lots and lots of work at the 9-year-old level trying to get women into technology. But we have a problem keeping women in technology as well. There was a really big study done in 1999 at Carnegie Mellon, which has been published by MIT Press in a book called Unlocking the Clubhouse. And that book has some really interesting, and there aren't even any conclusions specifically, but very interesting anecdotes as they follow women through the excitement about moving into computer science and starting working on these neat toys, and then being, disillusioned at some point later in their college career, and then at some point moving into the job. So they follow these women over many years, and I actually can't recommend this book enough for people who are interested in this problem. But what they find is that the pipeline is really leaky. So women are lost at all stages of this career path. From the 9-year-old to the 12-year-old who suddenly thinks that it's not cool because her friends are more interested in, I don't know what girls really do, but they're more interested in, what do they do?
Makeup.
Makeup. Okay, so their friends are all more interested in makeup than programming in Scratch. So we lose women at 12, we lose girls at 12 and at 14 and 20, and then they go into college and they get disillusioned there, and then they go off to the workplace and they find it a problem. So at every stage of this career path, women are lost, and that's really unfortunate. We find technology everywhere. I'm going to use this again here, my automated. We find technology everywhere. It's ubiquitous, and the fact that we have ubiquitous network access. I actually have my iPhone here and my iPad here, and I'm connected to the network in more ways than I care to think about. Our culture is becoming completely reliant on this. I used Google Maps to get here this morning. I actually staple my entire life together with network connections. I've been twittering 140 character summaries of each talk this session, or this at this conference. So being able to have access to that all the time through your little technology gadgets is important, and is becoming more and more important. It's that offloaded storage that we don't have to think about. I don't have to worry about how to get from my hotel to here, because when I step out of the hotel in the morning, I go, great, I need to go to the Ambrosia Conference Center, and I follow my little map. Now, occasionally Google loses you, let's be clear. But having access to this ether, and having access to the ubiquitous network, and the ubiquitous storage, and the ubiquitous capture anymore of people that are interested in what they're doing, what they're doing with weight, and what they're doing with travel, and being able to have access to all this information is becoming more and more simple. You get it in the little toys now, and soon the little, my gadgetry will become part of me, be it only metaphorically, as it is now, or physically, actually. So I actually, here we go again, click. I saw this tweet yesterday as I was twittering about the conference, and it is, so I see a future where all of these connections, all of these toys, all of this outboard storage and information is going to become part of us. And I have to say, here we go again, click. As an Apple fangirl, I can say that my iPad and my iPhone and my iLaptop are all really part of iMe. But yesterday's talk, Robert, I believe, gave us the talk on the mechanical exoskeletons. And those are awesome. And having that software, being able to manage that software, being able to work with that. Right now it's exterior to us, but it's going to become interior. And all of this really leads me to nursing. So this is a very big lead up to nursing, whereby I want to talk about the fact that my mother was an RN, and a lot of the same soft skills that I saw with her are the skills that I actually use with clients today. I frequently have an opportunity to sit and console and deliver bad news to executives about the thing that their staff did wrong, or the thing that their staff did right, but it went horribly wrong because of something completely outside of their control. So I am able to use those soft skills to sit and console them. I actually get awakened at odd hours all the time to answer questions, a lot like nurses do. The first thing I do in the morning, every morning, is essentially my grand rounds. I go and I check in with the guy who works my midnight shift, and I say, how are all those open problems? How are all of the clients today? How is everyone doing? So I need to understand for the sake of my company and for the sake of my clients and for the sake of their servers and services, what has happened overnight, how things are working. So it's really very much like grand rounds. After major outages, I've occasionally walked C-level executives through the 7 stages of grieving. You'd be surprised. We move to acceptance, and then we finally get to the plan on how to fix it. It's great. So I've also stayed on many hour-long conference calls, which I would argue could be considered suicide watch, although career suicide watch for staff members or clients' staff members when they're thinking about doing something technologically very, very challenging. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the little clicker again. So this is nursing. Nursing isn't for everyone, of course, as is IT operations, but lots and lots of women were acculturated to think of this as a female career. We're acculturated to think of this as a good space and a good career path for them. Nursing isn't for everyone, obviously. We have an extreme shortage of nurses in the US at the moment, and there are lots of reasons that people wouldn't choose nursing. Many of them involve some of the same stress level problems that I have explained in the earlier why they match, why they actually are parallels. So I say that operations really isn't for everyone. There are lots of things that happen where you get pulled away. You don't get called out and kept away from your, say, dinner party, where I'm going to go ahead and click again here. your dinner party, where you instead of hosting a dinner party where all the component pieces were awesome in your refrigerator and you're about to make this spectacular dinner, and instead you have to bring home pizza. I've actually had that happen. I also have had to fire staff members at 2 in the morning because they decided that was the opportune moment to sit and negotiate their salary increase, and that was, it was the ultimatum of I'll walk unless you give me a raise, and I said, great, let me come into the office and talk to you, and I fired him. So their operations is not for anyone, or for everyone, but I'm actually digressing here. Nursing is my reference career. 1 minute, okay. Nursing is my reference career. Can I go ahead and have the next slide then? Nursing as my reference career was also chosen because male nurses is actually a way to refer to the same job as nurses. But it differentiates them. I am not, I'm frequently called a female DBA as opposed to a DBA. And that's an important distinction. I'm actually going to make t-shirts with male nurses to wear to my next conference. So my big point here is, can rebranding this as rebranding IT operations as nursing for the future transhumanists, as we see technology integrating into our world and into ourselves more and more, and into everything that we do, can we rebrand it and reframe it as nursing for the future transhumanists in order to bring more women in? So my challenge to you in the last 10 seconds is to thank someone that you know that works in IT who is female, not for being female and working in IT, but for the awesome job I'm sure she's doing. And also to make sure that you proselytize and talk to women anywhere and everywhere about how not scary technology is. Technology in all of its forms just give us opportunities in order to, opportunities to find more information, to have access to information, and to really fundamentally change our world. So I'm going to be an early adopter of transhumanism. I want the wire, man. Yeah. I want to be connected. So I want to know that there are women with good bedside manner out there who are interested in helping me both technologically and biologically. And I want to see that integrate. So please help me get women involved in technology more and more. All right.